This bucket is a leftover bucket. Stuck a piece of wood in it. It's got some of this flake, blue flake on it. Not sure what kind of wood this is. Guess we'll find out when we turn it. Come here. Quit looking down there. I'm gonna try some of this. It's called Kona, I think, if I'm pronouncing it right. I bet you this ain't gonna be enough. I bet you. What a mess I'm making. Mess. Woo! This is starting to get warm. I don't know if that, maybe a third. I have to do a. Need to be able to do another small mixing. But I think I'm too warm already. I think so. This is when you're supposed to. Oh, would you quit jumping out of there? Splish. Mother of pearls. It's kind of pretty. It may be my new favorite blue. If I can get the powder to mix in it right. It's a pretty blue. I need something to clean this up with. The splish splashed everywhere and I don't want to. Alright, let's pour this down in there. Alright. Forward, on. take a look at her. Since this piece was not put in the pressure pot with this end, with just the flakes, I've got so many voids, it's not even funny. Trying to decide what my best plan of action is. Got to where my white line is a little bit more something. I don't know what it is. So this was just a piece that was kind of like pour together, had some extra epoxy, threw these flakes in it. Then they all settled and you had that milky color on top. So then I put this piece of wood on top of that and poured some Kona, I believe it was, the blue on top, hoping it doesn't really match. Not quite. But I gotta figure out what to do with all these little dots. All those little voids. That's gonna be something. Yeah. And then we'll see how that top of that's gonna be shaped. I'm a little bit concerned because when you put the flakes in, they kind of have a rubbery consistency to them. So I'm trying to figure out the best way to hold it. Originally felt like this was going to be the bottom, and I would do something kind of similar just the other way, but I was going to lose most of this epoxy, which might have been better. Wouldn't have been as noticeable, the color difference, but I don't know. So I'm gonna continue to take this down. So you see all those cracks because the epoxy was only up to, you know, so far. The blue that I poured, which soaked up inside this looks like apple wood. That's what I'm sure it was. It was just a piece that I'd had in there and I wasn't sure what it was. But I would say it's apple wood. This up. So I think I'm going to put some sanding sealer on her. Just so whenever I do the rest of the, just on the wood. Just don't know. Don't know what I'm going to do with all those little chunky spots. Stuff cleaned up first. Wonder who wrote the book of love. We know we're gonna put her on some jaws. Those gloves up out of the way. Move that back. Yeah, that is pretty it up, but that won't matter because I will either open her up here for the vase. I don't Now, what do we think about her shape? I'll be pulling this down into that so she'll have that height. Pretty short and chunky, isn't she? Yeah, she is. Pretty chunky. That's some weight to her. Alright, I'm going to mix up some 5-minute epoxy and see if it'll want to flow down into this. I know whenever I put that color in, that'll heat it up even quicker. Sure, I'll need several of these. Oh my god, the worst thing is getting them started. Come on. There we go. Squirt on out of there. I'll work the top first and then I will work on some of the sides. Alrighty, let's get to mixing. And a little bit of color. Carolina blue. Whoa. Not ever used this powder. Ooh, it don't gonna look like it's very dark. We'll start out with that much. Ooh. She sure is thick today. Hopefully she'll slide right on down in those cracks. Probably not. But, you know, we can only try. Give it a good mix. Okay. Get down in there. I should get a toothpick and try to shove it down in there further. Wonder. I'm going to go ahead and put some in there just for the shits and grins of it. Go on down in there, beauties. Never seen other people, I've seen other people use the 5-minute epoxy for repairs. I personally have not used it myself, so we'll see. We'll see. think. I mean, some of it stuck, some of it didn't. This is just hard stuff to deal with, is what it is, when it hasn't been in a pressure pot. So, let's bring out the CA glue. Blah. I mean, CA glue has its place. Absolutely does. Don't think there's any turner out there that doesn't use CA glue. I most certainly use it a lot. But when you got so many little bitty tiny holes, it's hard to fill them with the CA glue. This is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna fill away, I guess, and let it set overnight. Then come back down and have a look at her in the morning. Yep, because this is gonna take me a while just to, oh, danged old wormholes. Why me? I don't really want to fill them with black CA. I don't want to keep on turning away, because you know the dang things will be. Alright, get at it. Not that bottle. Be running like a crazy lady. Need to get me some medium clear. That's just going to be a waste if I don't. Didn't want to spray it. Not yet. Tiny holes all over the place. And you just coat the whole thing in CA. Up there, get up there. Holes. Okay. Sanding sealer on her. That's probably plenty. Glove on. Too much, too much, too much, lady. Yuck. Yuckily. Let's do some Yorkshire grit. Yorkshire grit. Hopefully I got enough of it on there. Get that out of the way. Okie dokie. She's looking okay. So no big scratches on her. I got way too much of this stuff. Okay, now. First of all, let me turn off. Make sure she's gonna. Stay put. Got her spinning. You wanna see what happens, Letty? Okay, let me explain kind of what I'm doing. I didn't care for this white band. First of all, it was cockeyed. So, I am going to put some silver wire. I'm going to wrap it in silver wire. I think that's what I want. I was debating between that and maybe some of the, oh, I can't remember what you call it, some rope or something like that. Alright, well, we're going to give the wire a try. The scariest part is because I've already finished it, and I don't want to accidentally run CA glue onto my finished part. So, we'll get at it. It's going to take me a minute to get things together, just to make sure. I don't care if it's raised above, I just wanted that groove to kind of like a line to help define the area. I'm gonna use the thick because I'm scared that the thin will run everywhere. Might take quite a bit for me to get that to where it wants to stay in place. I don't know. We'll see. I don't want to accidentally touch that. I need it to make sure that wire gets stuck there. Not my finger. That's pretty skinny little wire. Probably should have went with a heavier gauge, but I'd like to turn that lathe on, but I'm pretty sure until I get around a little bit, it'll get away from me. Probably should have started out low. Maybe we'll do that and build it up high. Might take a few goes around. Concentration. Can't be running my mouth when I'm doing this stuff. Well. I think I can get that poke down underneath there and make that look right. so much CA glue all over myself. I'm gonna probably be stuck together for days. Get up there. Get down there. Get up there, get down there. Make up my mind. Please. Ew. So, here we go. Oh, let me turn this light away. So we have apple with, I believe that was Kona epoxy, and these, I don't, maybe it was Imperial was the kind of flakes. Of course, we had this one already in the bucket from just over pours. Stuck this apple wood on top and then poured this, and then we did some of the 5-minute epoxy with, I think it was Carolina if I remember right. So yeah, she's just a little bitty vase. I didn't care for that milky white strip that was in the middle, that was actually where the flakes had settled down and left that rim of epoxy. So yeah, there we go. I'm pretty happy, other than like these spots right there. I don't know if you guys can see it with the CA glue where it kind of is a little messy looking. I just wasn't sure what else to use to put that wire on, and this is just crafting wire, just something to kind of dress it up and make it level, because the other band was not level. Yep, here's the inside of her. Let me bring the light back over. It's just pretty much the flakes in the bottom and then the wood on top. Yep. So, what do you guys think? She's different. You know, I wasn't super excited because the blues didn't match, but I think with putting that the sparkles and stuff like that in it, and just the swirls that the Kona left, does okay with this. But yeah, there we go. We have us a little mini vase or open pot, you know. Probably could have made a lid for it, and I maybe should have, and put a little finial on top of it, or maybe a silver knob or something like that. But there we go. So I want to thank everybody for watching my videos. That helps my channel grow. Subscribing helps my channel grow. Giving me thumbs up helps my channel grow. Leaving me comments. I like the comments. Let me know what you think. If there's anything I can do better. I'm working on some of my videoing and trying to get better at that. Trying to be a little better about taking my mask off and not running my mouth as much. But all that comes in time. Still going through the growing pains, you know. Anyway, so thank you for watching, and we'll catch you later. Have a good weekend.